Growing up, I've always known that I had this particular fire in me, this reason that wants to do something. And what I didn't figure out early was, why exactly should I do that? And who exactly should I do that for? Now, I started asking myself questions like, how exactly do I do this? How exactly does this particular thing that I want to do help somebody? What exactly should I do? Immediately, I started asking myself the right questions. Clarity began to set in. And that is why in this video, I want to hold your hand and I want to show you how you can bring out your own clarity. So today, I want to break down purpose in a very simplified way so that by the end of this video, you are able to have clarity on how to use your purpose, what purpose is all about, and the right way to use it. Now, purpose is simply the reason why you exist and the value that you bring to others, the reason why you came to this world, and the value that that reason is going to do for others, the reason why God sent you to this world. That is your purpose. But where people normally have problem is that they are not able to find their purpose, or they are not able to find it early, right? So today I want us to dive deeply on how you can actually know your purpose in a very simplified term. Why exactly are you here, and how can that reason be of value to someone? Now, I want you to think about a spoon. Now, the reason of a spoon is to help you scoop food, soup, rice, anything that you're eating. That is the same way that your purpose is supposed to help you do something. Just the way the reason why you have a spoon is very clear, that is how you are supposed to be very sure of why and things you should do, why you are actually on earth. But this is where the problem always comes. People think that purpose is money, purpose is fame, purpose is influence. Now, let me tell you, there are so many people that are actually popular in this world, but they are not offering any value. You just know that there's this particular person that is so popular, but you don't exactly know what they are doing. They are not helping anybody in any particular way because they've not been able to find their purpose. So, and another myth that people think to have is they say things like, I'm here to make money, right? If your purpose is to make money, then you're already lagging behind, because guess what? Everybody wants to make money. If you ask even a child, they will tell you that they want to make money. What that means is that if your purpose is to make money, you do not have a purpose, because that thing that you have, everybody already has it. So it's your duty to find out that particular thing that is in you that others do not have, and that is where purpose comes in. So before we dive into this video, I want you to know that purpose is not to make money. Your purpose in life is not to make money. Money is just a tool. Personally, for me, I think money is one of the easiest things that God has already blessed us with. You just need the right wisdom and then put in the work and you will have it, right? So your purpose in life should not be to make money, and that is the essence of this video. Now, this is the reason why people find it very difficult to know their purpose. It's because once you come into this life, you start looking at others. You see the way this person is running their business and you want to run your business like that. You see the way people are doing their things and you want to do your things like that. You tend to live the natural things that comes with you. Now, let me give you, for example, I'm very, very good when it comes to public speaking. Now, instead of me to focus on that natural thing, this is something that comes back to me naturally. I'm trying to focus on what others want. Now, let me tell you a story. When I was in secondary school, sometimes if you want to address the school as maybe a school prefect or as a functionary, they use mic. And one thing that has been peculiar to me is that when I want to speak, the students shout, no, we don't want mic, we want her natural voice. At that point, I didn't need anybody to tell me that public speaking is my thing, right? So it's just like me coming out now to leave the public speaking and then start focusing on maybe someone that God has given the gift of writing, right? So God has given this person the gift of writing so well that she could actually interpret anything that she writes so well. So imagine me going to compare my skills to, oh, why don't I write? Or I start doing things the way this person is doing her thing, trying to do my writing skill, to do that and all of that. And guess what? That is not what comes naturally to me, right? So what comes naturally to me is speaking, not writing. That is why I'm not going to go into maybe writing books until I do more of what comes naturally to me. So one thing that people get so wrong, and why people actually struggle to get their purpose, is because they do not focus on what comes naturally to them, right? They try to copy people, they try to compare themselves to people, they try to do things the way that some other person has been doing it. So what you're actually supposed to do is to sit down right now, pause this video, evaluate yourself. What are the things that comes naturally to me? Not things that your friend can do so well, not things that your sister could do so well, rather things that comes naturally to you, things that you can easily do. For someone like me, I know that I can easily get to you and then explain something to you with my voice, not with what I wrote. With my voice, and you would eventually get the concept. You would understand. I know that that teaching thing is there. And guess what I did? I beckoned on it. I didn't start writing, singing. I know that those things does not naturally come to me. If I should ever venture into that, I would have to go and do a thorough learning on it, right? So one of the reasons why people find it difficult to find their purpose in life is because they do not focus on what comes naturally to them. Now, these are the three most important ways to find your purpose in life. And remember that, just like I've said before, if you do not find your purpose, you cannot give value to others. You cannot give what you don't have. So it is your duty to actually find your purpose. And do you know the thing? We do not come with the purpose. You are actually supposed to discover it. You didn't come into this world to work and die. There is a reason why you came. And the expectation from you is that you find out that reason, you work on it. It's like a raw diamond, right? You find the diamond and then you work on it. You purify it and then you deploy. That deploy is now the part where it now serves value to people. It now gives value to people. So you do not come with it. You are expected to find it, to discover it, and then you work on it. You purify it before you do what? You deploy. Now, these are my three most specific way of finding your purpose in life. Number one, find what comes naturally to you. That thing that easily comes so natural to you. For example, you can be walking on your street and you are singing and someone is like, wow, who has this voice? That is a raw diamond. What you are supposed to do at this point is to purify it, learn, enhance your throat, your voice, and then deploy it to the world, right? Execute, deploy it in a way that it can be beneficial to people. If you are into gospel songs, for example, someone can get into spirit and worship the Lord with your voice, right? So the first way for you to find your purpose is to find what comes naturally to you. Is it cooking? Once you cook in the house, everybody is so happy. Have you ever had this person in your house that once it is this particular person that is cooking, people are willing to eat? Everybody wants to feed. In fact, once it's time to dish out the food, people comes inside, you serve food, everybody is eating, the family is happy, there's peace and there's unity, right? That could be your purpose. Stop living that to go and focus on someone that is an influencer of skincare. That is not your purpose, right? So focus on your God-given purposes, things that first comes to you naturally, and then over time you can keep working on them. So one way to find your purpose now is to check for the things that naturally comes to you. Is it teaching? Is it washing? Is it cleaning? Is it cooking? Is it singing? Like, what could that be? Is it public speaking? Is it consultancy? Is it encouraging people? Motivation? What could that be? Find it in the raw state and start purifying it. Now, the second way to find your purpose in life is to find the things that you care about, the things that you are burdened by. For example, you like it when people look good. Let me say, for example, that you go to a place where there is a public gathering and you're seeing people in different clothes, different attires. You want to know how this is gathered together, how this was put together. You are drawn to fashion in a way that you need to realize it. You could go into being a stylist. Yes, a fashion stylist, even if it's not a fashion designer. You could go into being a fashion stylist, right? Now, all these things are things that are naturally drawn to you. And one thing with things that are naturally drawn to you is that you care about them. Now, let me tell you a story. I'm a fashion designer and then I have a YouTube channel where I teach sewing. I started that channel first because I love teaching, right? Me personally, I love teaching. Now, that is my purpose, right? That is something that I could easily do. It's something that comes naturally to me, right? Now, I started teaching, and over time, I started realizing places that tellers have problems, and I decided to solve it for them, right? Are you seeing the way I'm discovering the purpose, the way I'm following it one after the other? So check around for the things that you care about. It could be taking care of children. That is a raw diamond. Purify it, bring it to life, and then deploy it. You could have a daycare. That is why I don't know whether you have like a daycare around you. When you see some people that own daycare, you notice that the daycare does exceptionally very well. Why? Because it comes naturally to them. It's just in them to make a baby to stop crying. If a baby is crying, they can easily do one or two and the baby is done. Like, the baby is happy. So you could see that those things comes naturally to them. Don't leave the things that you care about, things that makes you feel okay, things that you feel happy when you do, right? And then you go about checking for what others are doing. So the second way to note your purpose is to check for the things that you actually care about, things that gives you care, things that you care about whether they are okay or not. Do you care when you see a baby crying and you know that if you do this particular thing, this child will stop crying? That could be where your purpose lies. Sit down and check on it. The third way to discover your purpose, the third key of discovering your purpose, is to check, who do I want to help? For example, I told you that I'm a fashion designer, and then I noticed that I can teach. And then I sat down to think, who can I help? I realized that it is actually some tellers that are coming after me or that are with me that do not know some things. And I know that I can actually teach, I can impact these people, right? Are you seeing the way I was able to figure out who I am going to help? One thing with purpose is that it's always connect with people. There's always a connection with helping someone. There's always a connection with value giving, right? So check for the people that you care about and check who your purpose could help. That thing that you figured out that you can do, who can it actually help? Whose life can it impact? Whose life can it actually transform, right? And that is my third way of you discovering your purpose, why God sent you into this life, what exactly God sent you to come here and do. Now, this is one way to gain clarity as fast as possible. This is one way to know your purpose as fast as possible. The number one thing is write the answers to these three things that we have discussed. What naturally comes to you? What do you care about? Who does this thing help? Bring out a sheet of paper. Number one, what naturally comes to you? What can you easily do, right? What are the things that naturally comes to you that you can do with so much ease? Second thing is, what do you care and enjoy the most? That thing that you care about, write it out. And then the third thing that you're actually supposed to check is, who is this thing going to help? This is like a blueprint. Once you discover it, you can be able to win anything and know what your purpose on earth is here, right? And one thing I have to tell you is that purpose is not something you figure out in one night. No, it is not. Purpose is a journey. It's something that you keep discovering. For example, now I've given you the blueprint to discovering your purpose. So now that you have discovered your purpose, I need you to understand that it is not a destination. You've not gotten there. It's just a journey. And as the day goes by, things will keep unfolding for itself, and then more clarity is going to come your way. So find your purpose. Do things the way God wants you to do it. I personally believe that God sent us into this world to come and do one or two things, and it would be so bad that you came into this world and then you left without realizing why you are here. And if your brain or you feel like we are actually here to make money, you are wrong. We are not here to make money. Money is something that you can get once you work hard. But the question is, what is that one thing that you can do that could help people, that could change people's life, that gives you fulfillment? Do you know you can actually have money and you will not feel fulfilled? That is why you are going to discover your purpose. Money with emptiness is nothing. But you see, money with purpose and clarity, you will go as far as possible, right? So discover your purpose. And remember that purpose is not a destination. It is a journey. It is something that connects you with people, something that helps you to help someone that is in need, right? And another thing is, when you discover your purpose, don't try to wait for when the grass will turn green. Don't try to say, oh, let me get this best camera before starting this content creation on this. No. Start with where you are. Start with what you have. Start with what you've got. Come out the way you are, and we want to see you. Start doing it just the way you are. Don't wait for any other thing. You don't need a clearer camera. You don't need a better location. You don't need a better friend. And another tip that I'm going to give you is to find a mentor. Let's say, for example, now you want to be a public speaker. Find someone that is already teaching about public speaking and make this person your mentor. Keep learning every day. Remember that your purpose is like a diamond. Keep purifying it until it comes to its purest state. Don't leave it halfway. Purify it to the finest. Be patient. Learn as much as you can, right? Now, if this video was able to resonate with you in any way possible, comment down below. And will you actually be finding your purpose? I, Tekla Ezugu, I want you to find your purpose. I want you to come to limelight with it. I don't want you to come to this world and work and die. No, you were not pushed into this world. Your mother did not give birth to you to come and work and die. Work, suffer, and die. No, find your purpose so that you can be fulfilled, so that you can be happy with as little as you have, right? So that is what I'm here to tell you. Now, if this video resonates with you in any way, go ahead now, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. If this is your first time coming to this channel, go ahead now, subscribe, and until my next video, my name is Tekla Ezugu. I am the founder of Tekla Fashion Brand, and I am a fashion designer. In this channel, I share my journey of how I was able to start with nothing, and then we are getting to something. So I'm just here to share my lessons, the things that have worked for me, and I hope that it works for you as well. And until my next video, bye.